with regards, I see there's some NTA gentlemen here as well, and SANTACO. And yeah, we're just building on what he has started off with. So just from our side, on the program director, thank you for the opportunity. You guys must know that halfway to Outer Honeydew, this branch is the home of the taxi industry. It's the home of SANTACO. Yeah, I see there's a couple of very, very important folk here around. Senior people from the industry. I've already mentioned Mr. Magagula, Mr. Fritz. Yeah, I've seen him, Mr. My friend there, he's hiding under his cap there, Mr. Rachwe. Freddie, we've got from Rulta. My colleague Sizwe. I think Sizwe, you've become also a house brand in the taxi industry. That phase of you and just how you conduct the business. I'm honored to have him as a colleague. Yeah, I see some of the banks are here. So I'm really looking forward to a very strong media briefing. And I'm not too sure if it's a relaunch, but I think it's just to put Hlokomela again on the forefront. Very important to support guys and to have the road safe is very important. On my way there this morning, I believe there was another bus that left the road over the weekend. I think the guys were on their way to Maria, and 40 plus people lost their lives. You know, and it's those things that we need to keep on fighting and make the roads for us, everyone that's using the public roads, a safer place. So thank you for being here. Thanks for the initiative once again. Thanks for the support. And guys, yeah, all I'm can saying is, well, Mr. Magagula, halfway we'll keep on supporting this initiative because you guys are close, and SANTACO is very close to us, close to our hearts, big part of our business, together with NTA. And yeah, we really do appreciate coming out here, using our facility, abuse the facility, guys, because this is your home. If we're not here, this is your home. This is your home away from home. So halfway to Outer Honeydew, big supporter, and thanks for the support. And we really love to be a servant in the industry. We cannot dictate the industry. We don't own the industry. We just want to keep on serving the industry. So thank you for the great work. Welcome, guys. And yeah, now I hand over to our beautiful lady to my right. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Van Rooyen. We're going to get into the introduction of guests now so that we all know who's here. The Public Relations Officer of SANTACO Gauteng, Mr. Muila, please come to the fore. With a round of applause, please.
Good morning. Viva SANTACO, viva! Viva TETA, viva! And viva Hlokomela, viva! And viva Chairman Mali, viva! Yeah. I greet you all in the name of Jesus Christ, who made this day possible. Today, the day that we have been waiting for is possible. Today we are here together to introduce our partnership with TETA. Mine is just to introduce guests. I'll start with the structures. I'll start with the national office, Hlokomela, Mr. Magagula. Then I'll go to a ref. We have Leti Makunga. And on our side, we have from TETA, we have Ramudi Setsulo. And from SITA, we have Mr. El Zulu. Tulu. And we also have, I'll come to the business partners that are with us. We have Halfway House, that was Mr. Derek, Sizwe, and Williams. and their staff over there. And CTU today, I didn't see anyone, but maybe they are on their way, so they'll report. Oh, thank you, CTU, my people. And the Mesitis, we have our own lady who's always looking after us, Shakile. And from Standard Bank, we have Victor Matebe. And we have Batatu, we have Ayenda today, and his team. I think also I'll introduce our colleagues that are here with us today, the NTA. We have Mr. Theo Malele, Mr. T.S. Moyo, and the chairperson, Mr. P. Nzima. I think for now, those who are omitted, they will come to the front. Then I'll introduce the structures that we have today. We have 5 structures from 5 regions. I'll start with Swani. They can stand up and see them. Swani. That's where I come from. That's why I start from home. Charity begins at home. And we have Western Gauteng. We are having Joburg region. And there's one region that I didn't see, maybe still on the way, Ekuruleng. They are still on the way. Then I will introduce our national region, CDBN region. Yeah, provincial region. Thank you. There's one from Ekurule, Ntate. You can stand up. Thank you to join us. Thank you. I'll take our program to our problem director, Mrs. Khan. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Piero. Let's give him a round of applause, please. And I think, Piero, we also have Zola Taxi Sales. They are here. If they can just wave. Colleagues from Zola Taxi Sales, if you can just wave. And just to also mention that Mr. Moyo is the provincial chair of NTA, and Mr. Nzima is the national treasurer, and Mr. Malele is the national spokesperson and a member of the NEC as well. All right, thank you. We're going to now get into our messages of support, and we will start with the RAF. Mrs. Letu Makanga, please come and give a message of support. With a round of applause.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, colleagues. Maybe let me clarify. The name is Letutula Makunga. I've seen that the PRO got it wrong, and so it caught the wave. So I thought I should clarify that one. Special greetings to the leadership of SANTACO, NTA, and all the other stakeholders. Thank you for inviting us as always. I must say I'm here as a stand-in. The leadership of the Road Accident Fund is out, still wrapping up the Easter activities. As you would have seen in the news, there's been so many roadblocks and so many accidents that have transpired.
If we can just welcome the Honorable MEC with a standing ovation and a round of applause. Thank you. You may be seated.
So the message, colleagues, that I was briefed today was to come and say to our stakeholders at SANTACO that the Road Accident Fund really values the relationship that they enjoy between the two entities. As you would have known that the Road Accident Fund and SANTACO, they do have a standing and evergreen memorandum of understanding, and will continue to make sure that they avail themselves whenever there is a call for them to form part of all the activities. And to also wish SANTACO, as they embark on this Hlokomela campaign, and to say that by now most of you would have seen that the Road Accident Fund is currently busy at the taxi ranks. We are there to assist the people that are in the forefront, which are the drivers that are transporting the nation. And most of the taxi ranks that we've been there, they would allude to the fact that thus far we have been able to assist a lot of taxi drivers that needed to have the reading classes or driving classes to ensure that we play our part on the road safety. And that program is continuing. It's not only happening in Gauteng or Limpopo, it's going to be a national initiative, as the leadership would know. But at this point, let me pause there and wish the SANTACO very well, and to say we value our relationship with them, because we know that it's very important, not just for the Road Accident Fund, but for the community of South Africa. Thank you very much, colleagues.
Thank you very much. I think we can all agree it's very comforting to have the Road Accident Fund joining messages of road safety, because, Mr. Malele, when the colleagues from the Fourth Estate speak to us often, it's when they're talking after the problem has already occurred. And to also greet the members of the media, thank you very much for gracing us. It is because of your presence that South Africans will know what the taxi industry is doing to ensure that all commuters and every other South African is safe on our roads on a daily basis. We move now to get a message of support from the Shamdo Drivers Training Academy, Mr. Kulu. With a round of applause, please.
Thank you, Program Director, Usiso Rebecca. Sanmonani. May I also take this opportunity to greet the provincial chairperson, Ubaba Umali, Baba Umali Siyabingelela. Nobuholi bakho bonke. But also I would like to mention two people. I know the team is big, but I'll mention Umama Umantuli, who is also my leader within the program. My name is Lazarus Ntutuko Kulu from Shamdo Driver Training Academy. Ngibingelele futhi ubaba uThulu from TETA, ubaba Ramdise, bese ngibingelele no mama o usisi MEC esinaye ngaphakathi kwethu. Mina ke my role as Shamdo Driver Training Academy, we are responsible for training and development within SANTACO Gauteng. It also happened that we are also doing that with NTA as well. So ngiyabona uPaul nabo ngapha ngibingelele ubaba uNzima nobaba Malele nabo bonke abakhona. The word Hlokomela means be careful. Ubaba umfundisi said, on the road they had challenges, the vehicles were taken by the police or by the traffic officers. Had they remembered this word, be careful, or Hlokomela, I think we should have avoided that. In my own way of thinking, Hlokomela should be a way of living. There's a saying in English that says charity begins at home. Mina, I will say Hlokomela should begin at home. You start with your own vehicle. You Hlokomela it, you apply the road safety signs, then you take it to your workplace, then you also apply it. Because through Hlokomela, we can save lives. So, ngizothatha ke lethuba ngikhuthaze wonke umuntu ukuthi please let us Hlokomela when we are on the road. Let us be careful when we are on the road. Let us practice it. You know, when you are watching a movie, when it is dangerous, they will say, don't apply this at home. Now I will say, please apply Hlokomela at home and take it to your workplace and take it to the road so that we can save lives, so that we can develop our own business as the taxi industry. I won't take longer. I'll end up here. Amandla, Hlokomela, Amandla. Thank you, Program.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kulu. You've set the tone quite well. Oftentimes when we speak to either members of the media or members of the community, the concerns that they have surrounding road safety always go back to the kind of training that we give to all of our field workers, or, you know, starting with drivers, queue marshals, rank managers, and everyone. So the work that you do with the training is incredibly important. I gathered here because SANTACO has partnered with TETA and other business partners, and it is for that reason that I'm going to now call from TETA, Mr. Ramodisa Tsulo, to come and really take us through the journey as he also conveys his message of support. And I see you, our colleague from ZTS, Hazel. You're very much welcome, Mr. Tsulo.
Program Director, thank you very much for the opportunity. Please allow me to alter the message that I'm going to give. It is not a message of support, it's a message of commitment. It's a message of sacrifice. Somebody spoke in one wedding and said, when you get married, you are not getting married to support each other, but it's a sacrifice that you are taking. And that person gave an example of a chicken and a pig in a sandwich, bacon and egg sandwich. And that person said the chicken supported the sandwich because all it did was to lay the egg. But the chicken is still somewhere there continuing with its life. But the pig gave its life for the sandwich to exist. The bacon is there, but the pig is dead wherever it is. So we come from that angle as TETA. Let me observe all the protocol that has been said, but Comrade Pidibone, le chairperson wa province. I just want to give you the journey, why we are here and how TETA got involved. When the Gauteng leadership was elected, they gave TETA a call and we had a meeting and they were led by Freds. They came to TETA's offices and they said to us, they need support. They need us to partner because they have challenges. And one of their challenges was that they've got issues of road safety. Although they have this flagship project called Hlokomela, Hlokomela in the province is dead. Then they also said they have a women's desk that they have established, but this women's desk doesn't get momentum to get moving. And they also mentioned issues of lack of leadership development and training of drivers. Then what we said as TETA is that we are a government-established entity. We are owned by government, although we are not getting a budgeted vote from the province or from national. The money that we use as TETA does not come from government directly. It comes from transport companies through a levy system. And all transport subsectors contribute towards the work of TETA. And I painted a picture to them to say that while the taxi industry is the largest industry, its contribution towards skills development and training and other government priorities is the least of the other subsectors that we have. And I painted a picture to them that in the entire country, we only get about 1.5 million rands nationally to support all the programs that the taxi industry seeks to achieve through either skills development and training or as a government priority. Therefore, we do not have the money to support their projects. However, because all monies that we receive from all transport subsectors are put in one kitty, and we have a plan, an annual plan, and a 5-year plan through which we implement our projects. What they need to do is what the pastor said in the morning when he opened. He said, you cannot sit and expect opportunities to come to you. You need to go out and seek for those opportunities. That is what Gauteng leadership did. They came to TETA to seek for those opportunities. What then we said because we are using public funds, we cannot just write a check and give it to you. There are processes to be followed. You need to put a proposal, a clear proposal, and an implementation plan, and apply for funding so that we can support you on your endeavors. Then, to cut the long story short, the proposal came, we liked it, to implement and revive Hlokomela road safety in Gauteng. And that is in line with one of our strategic goals, one of our priorities, which is road safety. So we have a commitment to government to assist the implementation of road safety programs as a service delivery in the taxi industry. Then we entered into a contract with SANTACO Gauteng to the tune of over 1.3 million rands to say, we are going to assist you to resuscitate Hlokomela. And in that program, what we want you to do, one, we want you to go to a number of taxi ranks and do safety education, do vehicle inspections. We want you to go to the Gauteng Department of Transport and Public Safety, partner with them, go and conduct roadblocks in the major freeways, wherein you are going to stop your own and check if they are in line with what is required in terms of road safety. So that is the commitment that as TETA we made to SANTACO Gauteng, and today we are glad that this is the beginning. We are launching the project, and we are calling all business partners that are here today to also not be the chicken in the road safety problem, but be the pig and also contribute in ensuring that we fund these activities so that they can happen for us to be able to save at least one life. If we can save one life, that life can be a benefit to the family that that person is coming from. So from TETA's side, we are happy that the project has started, and this is only the beginning. the real work is not in this air-conditioned place. The real work is when we get the Hlokomela champions, the Hlokomela ambassadors on the road, on the taxi rank, really doing the real work in partnership with the law enforcement and ensuring that we have safer roads. I would have made a big mistake, Program Director, if I don't recognize my bosses that are here today. TETA as a structure, we have organized labor, which are unions, and organized employers. And the two entities form the TETA board. So as an executive responsible for skills development in the taxi industry, I report to the subcommittee of the board that looks after the taxi industry. And in that subcommittee, SANTACO is represented, NTA is also represented, and in our midst we have Marian Tuli, if you can stand up so that they can see you, and we have Ntate Magagula. And from NTA side, she's not here, we have Miriam Pule, she hails from Free State. These are the people that I report to where we take decisions like this to support the taxi industry. So what I want to conclude my message of commitment is that we are on a transformation drive where we want the taxi industry to take its rightful place in the formal business economy. Currently, what we know in terms of the number of companies that are registered as taxi business in South Africa, these taxi businesses are less than 600 in number. But we are aware that many of us sitting here own taxi businesses, but those taxi businesses are not registered within the taxi subsector. They are registered elsewhere as buses, as catering, as I can't even name some of the subsectors where you are registered. So we want to pull together and unify the taxi industry in ensuring that if there is anybody running a taxi business, that person must be recognized as such as a taxi business, so that their taxes, their skills levies come to TETA, come to the taxi industry, so that we can support more of such projects. Program Director, thank you very much, and we are looking forward to a 6-month program that we are starting today together with SANTACO Gauteng. Thank you very much.
Great insights, Date Ramodise. You perfectly steer us into the next item on the program. In the morning, on our way here, Mr. Magagula received a call from one journalist who said, it looks like there's a perception that's being driven that Hlokomela is a new thing. And I think Date Ramodise just contextualized that it's not, but that we've had to pull up our socks and tighten some screws. Hence, we're collaborating with TETA today. The next speaker is the primary Hlokomela champion who was there when the program was initially started from the SANTACO National Office. And he's also the Chief Strategic Manager of SANTACO from the National Office, Mr. Bafana Magagula, ladies and gentlemen.
Sanbona. Sanbona nonke yanibingelela. Ngibona ukubingelela wonke umuntu okhona ngaphakathi, especially amaphoyisa wethu. Yanibingelela lapha emuva. Bese ke ngoba makunezihlahla zodwa izimbali zingekho akubi kuhle ngibingelela izimbali zethu abomama. Uma kunezihlahla zodwa kubi kuhle bingelela izimbali zethu abomama, our flowers siyabonga. Ngokukhethekile bingelele MEC ukuba khona kwakhe ngaphakathi. I don't know if we are restricted to English only, but I'm going to try ngikhulume nge-English. Hlokomela Let me go back. 5 minutes. All right. Let me go back. Prior to 2010. Prior to 2010, RTMC, when they were doing their stats, they will always calculate 48 to 55% of fatalities contributed by taxi industry. What you saw in Limpopo this weekend, those types of crashes used to be the business of the day, Tatemila, where you will calculate taxis having crashed and killed 14 people at a time, 12 people at a time, and as a result, these people, Lababa Troabo Chocho, would draw a taxi as a coffin and put wheels. You remember those times? Some of you are young enough not to remember that, because some were not there when this was happening. The Ababa Troabo Chocho, they would draw a CI and make it a coffin and put people inside, showing people that if you get into a taxi, you've signed your death warrant. Now, what happened, I'm giving you the history, a bit of it. I'm fast forwarding everything because I have only 5 minutes to be on this floor. What happened as the taxi industry, we sat down. Tatenzima, I recognize you. I didn't see you all the time, sorry, until I was here. From that, SANTACO sat down and said, Arrive Alive campaigns were going on. They were done daily. Campaigns on TV, on newspapers, everywhere were done. But then this SANTACO realized that this was not talking to the industry, or industry was not hearing it. And then SANTACO sat down and said, what can we do? And then we said, we need to rebrand Arrive Alive. And we need to look at something that will draw the attention of a taxi driver, of a taxi owner, and rebrand that campaign so that taxi industry can own road safety. And Hlokomela was then born in Limpopo in a place called Butlokwa on the 17th of November 2010. It started joining also the Decade of Action, which aims to reduce accidents in 10 years by half. I'm sure we may not have achieved that, but from Hlokomela we have achieved a lot, because if you go to the stats today, I'm fast forwarding, if you go to the stats today, for instance, I'm sure if you go to RTMC and you check, 3-4 years ago, calculations were showing that taxi industry was contributing around 6% of the fatalities. And we still didn't and still do not like the weight that we are contributing to the fatalities, or to fatalities, meaning to the killings of people on the road. We work harder, and we continue to work hard. We continue to preach the gospel. As a result, I think last year we are somewhere at around 3%. And RTMC can attest to that. When we were in Umkondo on the 20th, the the minister congratulated you, taxi industry, that in December you did so well and we need to continue. Having listened and watched closely to road safety around the country, we're not doing that well. We're not doing that well, but I have observed that we have not contributed that much. I have observed that we have not contributed. My duty is to run like a helicopter, look around the country. In December, we were joined with Ndlelanhle from NTA at the N3, and thereafter we never stopped. The aim is that we need to run Hlokomela 24/7. When you look at flights are safer than us and flights are in the air, what contributes to that? It's more training and training and training. So we need not to be lazy to attend training, Katetsulo. We need to be encouraged to attend trainings. On Wednesday, we were on our way to Limpopo, meaning the Wednesday on the 27th, Wednesday just before the Easter itself. You know, I watched helplessly. I was with the communications officer, I was the program director. Our logistic officer, Melly, is there, and we were on our way to Limpopo, and we watched a driver carrying 73 passengers in that big bus, the double-wheeler one. You know, that driver, we even measured his speed, driving at 115. When you follow him at 115. But no, that's not maybe a problem. This driver was literally, you know, on the phone, the driver of that big bus. Now, what we need to train our drivers. We must stop blaming the roads. We know there are potholes there. You know, the driver knows there are potholes there. But the pothole is not driving. The pothole is there. You know it. Or you must look for that pothole. Because if all of us, like all of you, you are here, why didn't you crash? Why did you drive until here? Because you were driving with care. So we need to encourage, make a lot of noise, because we can't every time it's an Easter holiday. We are happy that the MEC is going to read stats of fatalities, that no, in Gauteng we've done better, but we still say on roads we killed 40 people, and then we say we've done. There must come a time when we are saying, wow, no more accidents. Therefore, encouraging our drivers, talking road safety at home. Tell that child that is going to get your her or his learner's license in September or in July or next week. Start teaching him when you drive with him. Because it also begins with us, Chairman Nunzima. When you are driving with this daughter or this son, and you skip that red robot, what are you saying to him? It begins with us. When you take him to school and you teach him that, no, you can go on a yellow line, and you even praise him that, no, I'm a taxi driver. That's what you are saying to him. Because the next thing, you will be showing others that my father is driving like this. So it begins with us. I love this program so much that I can go on and go on. Gauteng, I'm not giving you support, I am you. So I don't know, I can't say I'm giving you support. I'm not giving you support. I am you, Gauteng. Safety officers there, we are you. Discipline us on the road there. Of course, but at least he will thank you at the end of the day. We need to teach people, don't fasten that safety belt when you see a blue light. When you crash, the blue light will not be there. We need to teach people that when you crash, that safety belt is meant to save you. Babanzima, stop saying, no, I'm driving an S500. It stops itself. Why do we have them in the scrapyard if they do that? Make sure you drive safe. You've got that safety belt on. You stop at the robots. And we must emphasize this. We must go, make noise. We must leave the offices now. Stay more on the road and see what's going to happen this December. Let us make a commitment and say we are going to join Gauteng, NTA and SANTACO and be on the road from now on. All we do, guys, drive safe, guys, drive safe. We don't want police to be policing us. We can police ourselves. Police can just be a backup in an event. Police needs to be... Those monies that are spent, you know, like that crash that killed 45 people, that cost South Africa, just the bodies to be buried, it cost about R500 million because 10,000 rand must go towards the burial per each. I don't know because they are from a different country, maybe more. Assistant from RAF is 10,000 rand. That's R500 million. That's money that could have been contributed towards saving, training, and talking safety and safety. Program Director, thank you so much. I said I'm just fast forwarding, and let's make SANTACO, let's make NTA proud. Let's make our president, Baba Tsebe, very proud. He loves this program. It's a program that he's got passion with. Thank you so much, Bo Mama, and thank you, Nani, as you are here. Your voice will also be more heard. I thank you.
Thank you very much, CSM. I'm going to ask now Mr. Moyo, the Provincial Chairman of the National Taxi Alliance, to give a message of support.
Sanbonan. Good morning, MEC. Good morning, Babu Dlamini and other government officials and our business partners. Oh, Brigadier, you here as well. Firstly, I'm not a guest here. Babu Mali, I'm not a guest here. I am part of the taxi industry, so I was supposed to be notified that there's this gathering, but I'm invited, that's why I'm overdressed. My colleagues are wearing their t-shirts and I'm wearing my best jacket because I was invited. Maybe before congratulating TETA on this joint venture with the taxi industry, let me assure our MEC that on this weekend, there was no fatality from the taxi industry. I made sure that I followed it. And all thanks to our combined efforts with Hlokomela and Zelandle and Fatela. Yeah. So I don't know what TETA is going to do now, because in our next event where we're going to be reminding people to drive safely, there will be a combination of these three. So maybe they will need an addendum that we are part of that as well, because we need a share. Babtsulu, we need a share. And MEC, I think you're happy as well that 2 ladies are involved in this initiative, namely Umamtuli and the lady from Free State. At least you're happy. Okay. On behalf of GNTA, we're saying congratulations to our friends, our colleagues on this initiative. I think as we are going to be added onto this to make Gauteng more safer, and our brothers will be having less work to do on the streets, please refrain from taking our taxis unnecessarily. I got one complaint, a driver was taken, his discs were taken because his brake light was not working, just his brake light. It's a new car. Unfortunately, the globe went out and his discs were taken. That's not okay. Please, let's cooperate, let's join hands and make Gauteng safer. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moyo. If Mr. Moyo's sentiments do not already show you that the taxi industry is united, I'm not too certain what else will. We're going to now get a message from the MEC for Transport and Logistics in the province, Honorable Kidiboni Diale Tlabela. With a round of applause, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ke a leboga. We may be seated. Like Ntate Moyo, I was invited. I think those who know me, I'm always in sneakers. And when you see me in high heels, it means I'm a guest. But just on a lighter note, when I'm wearing heels, it means it's my day in office and in meetings, not in the streets. So this is one of those days. I must rush from here to go to a Nasi-Spani meeting of the province called by the Premier, just to take stock on our progress and deal with other issues that is related to that. So my apologies for arriving late. It's because of that, and I know that in your hearts you will forgive me. Let me greet all of you and all protocol observed and start with the guests that we have partnered with. Thank you very much to you as TETA. Would want to expand or extend what you have committed yourselves to do with the taxi industry in our province, but also to say, let it not be beneficial only to SANTACO, because these are twins that I'm responsible for and must take care of, both SANTACO and GNTA. So as a mother, I will never agree that you take care of one sibling and leave the other. Bontate Nzima, le bontate Moyo, le bontate Malele, ba sentse ba batla go ngatiwa. So we must really take care of them. These are Zulus, they don't know the word go ngatiwa, so I can get away with murder. So thank you very much and greetings to you all. And I think it's an opportune time to thank our Almighty and all our ancestors that we are still here together in this gathering, just coming from a long weekend that is notorious of killing many on our roads. And I think we need to observe a moment of silence to those we have lost. I don't know whether during the opening the pastor did that, but I'll request that we observe it at least for a minute. May their souls rest in peace, and may God continue to heal those who are in the hospitals. Thank you very much. You may be seated. So thank you very much. I think this is a great day, and I always say the taxi industry in South Africa is our black heritage. And first, as black people, we must be jealous of it and protect it. And as all South Africans, we must be proud that it was able to sustain itself to where it is today, with all the challenges. And I always challenge the members, and including the leadership of SANTACO and GNTA, that we call Gauteng taxi industry. Bontate Fritz, Ntate Mlalazi. Why is he always absent in activities? Mlalazi, what is he busy with? Oh, okay. Ntate Mali, please tell him, Khuraiman. I'm missing him a lot in activities. I think one thing when one was given this responsibility was, how are you going to handle this feared industry? And listening to Ntate Magagula, I think the industry is determined to change the perception about itself that are out there. There's a chance that the challenges that the industry faced previously and continue to face are the ones that are making it to be as notorious as it is. But TETA, I think we need you as a partner here because we might struggle with a lot of resources as government. But this is, in as much as we are going to be training on road safety, we should train on conflict management and on how to handle disputes. And Tate Mali prides himself here that MEC, you know, this weekend it was silence. And I got myself into trouble that made my uncle to drive from wherever he stays to my house on Saturday. That when you say you are withdrawing licenses, what are we going to eat? And I said to him, the people you are killing, you must eat them. You can't continue to eat food in your houses when other kids can no longer eat because their father is dead. And after I said that, he started narrating the challenges in the industry. And I'm like, so you see, I'm justifiable. Actually, you are making me to press more. That we must withdraw and start afresh so that we get to know who's here. And amongst the challenges he raised with me over the weekend was, and wanting me to appreciate the challenges that women who lose husbands in this industry go through. I am told that some of them, their permits are sitting with some of their husbands, colleagues, former colleagues, who just make them as employees, as owners of those businesses, and give them not even a percentage, but some lousy wages when the man himself is running the business and taking the profits. And I was highly offended that this is happening when I'm MEC of Transport. And I think there's a way we need to find a mechanism to protect the widows. As first as a government, but secondly as the industry. You might think you are not affected and you are doing that, but tomorrow it will be your wife. And one of the things he told me is, when the wife is assertive, they steal the taxis. They threaten her to an extent that she will then give up the business and sell it. Then I said, you see, your journey was correct, but when you based it on wanting to come and tell me, this thing of withdrawing licenses is not working, I think we need to start discussing these uncomfortable things. Like we discussed the coffin with wheels, and now we are seeing changes and a contribution of how the industry is contributing in reducing the road fatalities in our province and in our country. And it's bad. The numbers are continuing to increase, and this is one thing, and I think media likes believing that we can somehow deal with it. But it's about human behavior. And when you check the patterns and who's highly affected, the preliminary stats of this Easter weekend, men are highly affected. So it's men in their numbers and women are less. And in those numbers, the young men are highly affected. So I know that the industry is doing something about it because the industry continues to reduce the numbers. And I think we need to, as a society, move forward to work closely together to make sure that we reduce for everyone. I say to everyone, as and when there's a car accident, you must know that we are affected as a country, socially and economically. We might be losing a doctor that specializes on some kind of illness that can cure all of us. We might be losing an engineer that must help us build more trains and more taxis. So it's an economical factor, and we need to deal with it. It's a social issue because it might be a mother that is responsible for 5 kids and who don't have a father taking care of them. And immediately that mother dies, it means government must take over. And it means when government takes over, it means all of us have taken over those kids because the grants are our tax. So it's our collective responsibility to make sure that the behavioral patterns of individuals who are motorists on our roads really change. I agree in Tate Magagula that we can't keep on taking care of potholes as motorists, as drivers, when government is responsible for fixing the roads and making sure that road maintenance is a daily thing that happens. But we request that you also report, because you are always almost in all our roads throughout the province, and you are the ones who uses those roads on a daily basis as taxi associations, but also as an industry. And we will request you to report so that we assist where we can. I know most of the roads affected are roads owned by municipalities, and we are trying hard to work closely with them. But also we want to build a case to National Department of Transport that municipalities in Gauteng are struggling, and we need to fix the roads and ensure road maintenance because the taxi industry is affected. I know that in Tshwane, I don't know in other regions, not that Tshwane is the good region, but I know taxi associations in Tshwane have started partnerships with ward councillors. I know one of them in Tshwane had set aside around 5 million to fix and maintain the roads, to fix potholes, do grass cutting and other things. And they just struggled with getting the municipality on board. And we committed ourselves as a department that in cases like that, we'll come and partner and make sure that we also contribute to assist the associations there. So those are some of the initiatives done by the taxi industry. They are determined. It's not just a group of hooligans, but this is one of the businesses that we need to protect and defend at all times because they are the greatest contributors to our economic growth as a society. So I think Hlokomela is about road safety, but Lefoko Hlokomela is very broad. I'm Tswana, and I think those of us who Bomantuli, Lerona, Libo Mali can explain. Hlokomela is broad. It's not about Kotsilem Fela. Hlokomela a lot of things. First, Hlokomela ourselves, Hlokomela those who are close to us, and so that we are able, and that's why Lerona really launched Fatela. And this was an initiative brought by younger people to say, road safety is not about roadblocks. Because also the highest contributors is pedestrians who are drunk on our roads at night. And they get hit by cars. So, Fatela is a slang word of Hlokomela, gatle, kore ho ka check. Ma 2000 o ka se re ko bona Hlokomela. So I get an MEC. 2000, so I had to change Hlokomela into Fatela so that they understand better what you're talking about, using their own language. And we are really appreciating, and thank you very much to TETA to agree to partner. I hope that we will integrate the 3 campaigns into one and work 365 days throughout so that we eliminate the road fatalities. They are quite costly, and we need to do something about it. And thank you very much to the industry and to SANTACO for this initiative. We are here to give you support, and I just pledged one of the support is to work with your associations that have set aside budget to fixing potholes on municipal roads where they are driving, that I'll go and give them support and partner with them to make sure that those roads are fixed, but also to say, let's build a Gauteng taxi industry that is free of guns. That is free of guns. And you started this weekend. So I'm going to do a countdown in my office every day to check how many guns have killed people in the taxi industry. I will no longer accept it. Once I hear there's a gun, I no longer negotiate. I'll come, I withdraw permits. I've already had meetings with law enforcement agencies. Let me announce to you, we are going to arrest the leadership. You are clapping hands to be arrested. So, we are going to arrest the chairpersons and the leadership because you must take responsibility. When there's a conflict, you must say there's a conflict. Come, let's discuss what is this conflict. Don't point fingers at other people. I am pointing fingers of gunmen and Nkabis here myself. So I must arrest here for me to silence the guns that I continue to kill the grandmothers and the children who will be watching TVs in their homes. And because you can put taxi ranks everywhere, and when you fight, people get affected. It's happening in Soweto. It's happening in Orange Farm in the Val, where we saw a bullet passing through, and we were told a 5-year-old was watching cartoons. So you can imagine the trauma you are putting our children. And these are your future commuters. You think they will love the industry? So I want to protect the industry. I am for the industry. One gun, one bullet, I withdraw all the permits for the 2 associations that will be in conflict. Until you come to your senses and sit down and say, this is dividing us, how do we get resolved? You are lucky. I am here as a defender of the industry. If I didn't care, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be knowing your names, all of you. So I care. But I care because this is my heritage, and I'm here to defend it. It's one industry like other sectors that we shouldn't allow to be infiltrated. I make examples with the spaza shops in our townships. They are gone. To bring them back, you'll fight with Human Rights Commission. So I don't want my children and grandchildren to be fighting with Human Rights Commission one day when me and yourselves, all of you here, are not here and fighting to say, this was established by our grandfathers, this, we want this, this is ours. We must fight today, and fighting today is telling each other uncomfortable things. To say it's you. So we have involved the intelligence. We are going to arrest. And I said to them, for you to arrest and unmask the killers, start arresting the leadership. And I know you by name, all of you, all associations that are giving problems. I even describe how you look. In case they are confused which Matlangu, which Nzim, I tell them this one is the lead. He looks like this, and this is what he said in one instance. So we plead that the 2 associations, SANTACO, you are pleading that you go down to your membership, that Youth League, let's continue to vote the ANC and continue to vote that Panyaza Lesufi continue leading Gauteng, because it's him who wants the guns to be silenced. And if we falter and sit at home and not go and vote the ANC, you might be in more trouble, like people of Tshwane are, like people of Johannesburg are, and as well as people of Ekurhuleni. So thank you very much. Make sure that on the 29th of May, you go and vote the ANC in all the ballots. Thank you very much.
Let's give the MEC a round of applause, please. I'm sure members of the media are having a field day with the last part of your address, MEC. Thanks very much. We're going to move now to the keynote address by the provincial chairman of SANTACO in Gauteng. And let's do like we usually do in Ntate Magagula, as is often the tradition when we make leadership stand. Can we all please stand and welcome our provincial chairman, Mr. Midday Mali.
Thank you very much. SANTACO National Office, SANTACO Gauteng TETA, and all members from the regions, the leadership of GNTA, led by Comrade Moyo, the Department of Community Safety, the men and women in blue, in brown, MEC of Roads and Logistics, Diale Tlabela, Comrade Ntate Tshulo, our partner, and all other strategic partners who are here, members of the media, fellow South Africans, I greet you all. Hoi hoi, Gauteng hoi hoi. Hoi hoi, Gauteng hoi hoi. Hoi hoi, Hlokomela hoi hoi. Hoi hoi, Ndlelantle hoi hoi. Hoi hoi, hashtag Fatela hoi hoi. Awe. When we launched the provincial Easter long weekend road safety campaign along MEC Diale Tlabela and Fatela campaign, we expressed the sole hope we had in getting to the long weekend. That was for us to return back to the province with the same loads of commuters we had transported to different destinations. I get it what? But now the unfortunate part of it, MEC, over this weekend, there were no fatalities in the province from 5 regions that I'm leading, and also there were no guns in the whole 5 regions that I'm leading, that we are leading together with the GNTA. Now the issue is MEC. This morning I was checking one of my region's secretary. I'm saying to him, I don't see the members of your region. He said to me, Chair, how did you know that you can phone me at this time? You are lucky I've got 5 minutes having the phone. I was arrested last week, Friday, in KZN for his vehicle transporting the congregation. And they said they suspect his operating license, the temporal one, and they took it and they arrested him. I think now he's going for a bail application today. That you can see, MEC, that how Gauteng is treated by other provinces. But with that, we need to go and benchmark with KZN MEC. I would request your office and the leadership here in Gauteng, together with our comrades, the GNTA, we create a platform where we engage with KZN, so that we can see the operations in South Africa being fair. Yes, our members are arrested when you go to Free State. What was said yesterday when I listened to the news, the law enforcement at KZN, they stop even the vehicles, private vehicles. They want to know who's inside the vehicle and why. And yesterday they saved the life of a lady who gave 2 men a lift. Kanti batho ba ba tshwere di-passport tsa motobolo ba ithu ha ba itse ba dutse ka mora hae, and she didn't know where they are going to be offloaded. And when police trace at the roadblock. The thing that was going to happen, she was going to be hijacked, the lady with the vehicle. In the interest of getting just 50 rand. I think the law enforcement is working. Also a bus. When they phoned me, they said, there's a bus that passed the border gates. It's also arrested at Free State. It's very bad to The third part, was 78 years. Under the documents, you can see that Gauteng needs to work very hard at MEC. And we are really prepared as Gauteng tax industry to be closer to you and work and make Gauteng a better province. For this to be a reality, we need to work the ground by speaking to the same language as government road safety messaging. One of arguing to argue to our drivers and road users to always strive to drive safely. I bafethu shayeleni kahle. Ngicela nishayele njengami. Mina ngishayela very slow. Ngicela nishayele njengami. Hawu anishaye izandla. Ngiyacomply emgaqweni ngithi. Maku 60 ngibamba 60, maku 80 ngibamba 75. Maku 120 ngibamba 110. Hawu shani izandla phela. Hawu. Yebo. Also, what we needed to look into as Hlokomela team, to exercise patience on the road, ensure the roadworthiness of our vehicles on the road. It's high time now that we don't sit in the offices, we go out to our ranks, we check the roadworthiness of our vehicles, we check the compliance of our drivers. That is very much important. Remember, when we have a driver that is driving a vehicle, particularly the driver is not in the country, we will be in trouble as a taxi industry. The order from both of our national office and ourselves to our drivers is clear for all. To Hlokomela throughput daily commute, we can never say we are fully satisfied with the results thereof, because else we will overly relax. Again, once we say these numbers, they are towards, so relax. But our aim, we need to get to 0% in terms of the road fatalities in the province. And we are going there, Bab Makakula. And thank you very much, in background, Bab Makakula, in terms of the Hlokomela, where it comes from. Whilst our province was worrying, pointed out alongside KwaZulu-Natal and Western Cape as the province found still to contribute to the country's fatalities on the road, the minister equally expressed relief that the taxi industry had contributed less to the illuminate numbers. It was when she was releasing the 2023-24 festive season road traffic statistics. The Minister of Transport, Cindy Swetchikunga, said during the period under the review, the number was 1,184 fatal crashes. And I hope Tina sends a show in Gauteng ukuthi siyayihlisa bafowethu angisho nabotatwethu. Siyayihlisa angisho. And the more sihlisa lezingozi emgaqweni. Angithi sithanda isizulu la eGauteng. The more sizosave imali ye-CTU. So that CTU can come and invest on our Hlokomela programs, rather than paying out our claims outside there. Our remarkable road safety campaign is being undertaken in proud partnership with the Transport Education Training Authority, TETA. It will include the face of government, the private sector, and the civil society. As such, we will work with the Gauteng Department of Road and Logistics, the Department of Community Safety, Road Accident Fund, RTMC, RTI, and various partners, including Clarendon Transport Underwriting, and SA Taxi, and Mercedes-Benz and Boxbags, Zola Taxi Sales, Standard Bank, Halfway Toyota, all working together to achieve the campaign objectives. Are we together, leadership? And definitely we will achieve. Once we can hold hands, Gauteng will never be what it is in terms of the stats. Introduce the multi-prong approach to road safety and all planned Hlokomela activities. As per the recent approved implementation plan, the upcoming campaign activations will focus on the following transport hubs in Gauteng, that is Bosman in Pretoria, MTN Rank in Johannesburg, Sediben Rank in the Val, Randfontein Intermodal in Randfontein, and Okmo in Ekurhuleni. These stations have experienced a substantial increase in passengers traffic, solidifying the status as a some of the busiest transport hubs in the province. Agir di busy aholo coming to the east agir, and we need to put focus on it as Hlokomela. The Hlokomela Road Safety Campaign seeks to achieve a series of target interventions. This includes public awareness and education. A nationwide campaign will engage the public through various channels, underscoring the critical importance of the safe driving habits and consequences of negligence behind the wheel. Ayena ba fethu tshwantse re sebetsane le yona. Mo tla fumana hona le sign ntse sebetsa mona Gauteng. Re batla re ipate sign. Ha hona le issue nyana. We avoid accident. At the end, we cause the accident. You can see somebody avoids the accident, mara going forward on the same scene, we start a user menu. I really want to use from one driver to another. The infrastructure improvement, collaborating with the local authorities, we aim to identify and rectify the infrastructure deficiencies, thereby mitigating accident risk and enhancing the road user safety. Partnership collaborations, joining forces with governmental bodies, law enforcement, NGOs, and private sector, Hlokomela seeks to amplify its reach and impact, fostering a unified front against road accidents. Community engagement. We need to engage with the community. By empowering communities with the knowledge and resources to advocate for the road safety, we lay the groundwork for the sustainable culture of cautioning and care of our roads. Are we together? In other ways, Hlokomela should be seen during the school hours. Le thusa bana ban ba tlolang ba kenang sekolong. Once a taxi hit a child, o bolaile the future of the country, o bolaile the future of the province. Also, we look into data analysis and evaluation. A commitment to evidence-based strategies will see Hlokomela utilizing data to refine and adapt its interventions, ensuring the campaign's long-term efficiency and relevance. The Hlokomela should be relevant to say it attends those activities that we needed to. The road we travel behind us as a nation with Hlokomela, we are not just promoting road safety, we are preserving the very fabric of our society. It's a call to the action for every South African to protect life and limb, one journey at a time. If we protect the communities, we protect our passengers. I will make a short example. Say a passenger uses 40 rand a day. Once we lose that passenger, a year, we lose 20,000 rand. That must come to the taxi industry. And it is important for us to take care of our passengers. The Hlokomela campaign is divided into 4 phases. With the first phase scheduled for April-May 2024, the main objective of this phase is to launch Back to School Road Safety Campaign and focus on the main road and the taxi ranks. The safety operation station will be identified very soon. And the vehicles will be checked for the compliance with roadworthy vehicle conditions and loading capacity. Drivers will be also be checked for a valid driving licenses with PRDP. And passengers will be given pamphlets with road safety messages. We need to talk to our passengers so that they can criticize us constructively so. The second phase of the campaign will be placed in July 2024 and will focus on the same objectives as the first phase. The third phase will take place in August to October 2024 and will build towards a transport month. The fourth and the final phase will be take place in November to December 2024, and it will continue the objectives of the previous phases. That shows there is a continuity. The implementation plan highlights the need to ensure health and safety at the taxi rank, to recognize women excellence in the taxi industry. Oh, I thought it was a Shapa so I'll recognize and welcome Bomegara taxi industry. The plan also includes the school visit, outreach activities, and award ceremony. I'll be happy one day if Hlokomela team in the province even a lady awards, led by the Hlokomela, going to the schools, communities, and also going to the taverns. Ke kopa skala di tshaba di tavern. A ke re ha ba tswa taverning, ba kena tseleng re ba chaise dikoloi a ke re. Ha re yen di taverning le ba botse hore ha ba ya di taverning, ha ba buele rona re ba ise re ba late a Pepsi re ba khusetse hae, so that ba be safe, province ya rona e be safe. As SANTACO Gauteng, we are grateful to continue to support and collaborate of all our partners in making Hlokomela the Hlokomela campaign a success. We're looking forward to lead a progressive taxi business. They underline a taxi business in presence day to day in South Africa. But before I thank you all, I would wish the team of Hlokomela to come forward. And Tetsulo, MEC, business partners, the leadership. This is the team eki berekisang ha bua go hlokomela ho plan. And this team comprises of 5 regions. These are the principals of Hlokomela in the province. And also I want to thank them in advance to say they are working. You saw them on Thursday. Ndate Malelo ba bona ke re ko Bosman. And I want this team, even if when you meet with them, these are the people who are representing SANTACO Gauteng. And I do have a belief to them, I smart, yeah, driver smart. But in future, this team youth. We need to adopt youth. It was sebetsa le lona. A ke re batla le bontsha dintho tsena tse putlakileng a ke re. Ke batla le ba adopt bana ba so that you can work with them, le ba hodise, ba understand the intentions of the industry in our roles in the province. You may be seated. I think you've got photos of them, ne? And I was in closing, I want to thank everyone who made our day a successful day. You left your job, you left your area of work, you managed to come and be with us today. And I'm happy and I'm honored to see you, all of you. And I love you all. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman. You may be seated. Ntate Victor Matebula from Standard Bank, thank you, as always, for the support that you give to particularly the Hlokomela campaign. We're going to get into the question and answer session. Colleagues from the Fourth Estate, I know you've been listening. We've got roving mics at the back. The team with the roving mics, if you can just raise your hands so they can see you. And we're ready to take your questions. Mr. Matebula, is that a hand? Okay.
Thank you, Program Director. My question is one. Maybe the MEC will take it further. I'm worried about people who are over 60 years getting PDPs. PDP, you can have a driver's license, but PDP, because it's public carrier, if you are over 60 years, I don't think it's a good idea. Something for you to look at, MEC. Thank you.
Thank you. MEC, that question is from Mr. Victor Dr. Matebula. He is a senior manager from Standard Bank, one of our business partners. Okay. Colleagues at the back, are you sorted? You're fine. And I'm giving you this chance because I'm sure you heard the MEC said she has another engagement, so I'm worried you might not have enough time with the one-on-ones. But you'll be fine. Okay. MEC, it looks like the members from the media are sorted, so I'm going to allow you to come and address their question.
It was a comment, but because it's elections, let me take an opportunity to speak again. Thank you, Ntate Matebula. I think, I was saying to Ntate Tsholomo gore, one of the struggles we must fight and win is to formalize the industry. And part of formalizing it is to make sure that we know who is involved, how many taxis, what are the individual challenges. Because I think formalization will come with a lot of opportunities to the owners. So we need to find a way of ensuring that we formalize the sector. But also I think one other thing that I must report here, as we were investigating the cause of the conflicts, the department also played a role. And these are one of the things that we are wanting to change and overhaul the whole system and change it to suit the needs of today, but also to make sure that we don't continue where those who were there have left the industry in. For instance, there's instances where two people are given one route, permit for one route. That will obviously create a conflict, and I think it's one of the things that we are focusing ourselves to overhaul the whole system. But it requires men and women who are here to commit, and this will assist us to know who is in the industry. I tell you, if we are to do a thorough investigation, we're going to find a whole lot of people who are not supposed to have permits, having permits, because public servants also contribute to the corrupt activities and fraudulent activities that has happened. So we need their buy-in, we need the buy-in of the industry to overhaul the system so that it's not hijacked. So it's difficult. We have what we call GIPTAS system. It has been difficult for the department to implement that because the industry is refusing some of the things there. And you know, bareng barmos uyasazi ukuthi sawubani. Ngeke sinikeze yini imino yethu. Kengimina kazi. Fingerprints, and we can't even give you our faces. But you don't help yourself because the threats are many and we are infiltrated. And they use public servants to infiltrate us more because they love money more than they love their lives. So we need the industry to also play a role, and this will get us to where we want to go. Grow support from government being able to subsidize the industry accordingly. So we are saying continue to vote the ANC so that we continue to do the great work that we have started and finish it off, and be able to live in harmony but grow the industry so that the industry can produce their own taxis and have their own halls, and we don't and your t-shirts one day was saying sponsored by. What is that? So I'm just saying, including this was sponsored. So we want to ensure that we build and recapacitate the industry, and we can only do that when we formalize it, when we all participate in all the initiatives to modernize the industry. But we must give it to the industry. I think both the association are modernizing. They all have YouTube accounts. They're going into TikTok. I saw some videos. So you can see there's a will from the leadership, but they need to talk to their local structures. Thank you very much for giving me more airtime.
Thank you very much, MEC. We are headed towards the closing of our engagement. And I imagine if there's anyone else that, Ntate Malele, is that a hand? You have a comment, I believe. Okay. And Ntate Ntangas, okay, let me start with Mr. Malele and then I'll come to you, Mr. Ntangas. You can go ahead.
Thank you very much. This is with reference to the PDP issue. You know, there's always talk that professional driving permits are a requisite if you are to be a public transport operator.
Yeah.
But I have an issue with that because what is so professional about this PDP? Because it's just basically a medical checkup, and there's nothing professional about it. You know, one would appreciate if perhaps you had an assimilation program similar to that of the aviation sector that promotes good behavior and good skills on the road. But with regard to this PDP, there's basically no professionalism about it. Maybe I'm a little bit down and maybe myopic. Just help us out there. I don't think there's any professionalism about it. That's my comment and observation. Thank you.
Fair point. Thank you, Ntate Malele. Babu Ntangase.
Minister, let me see. Angibuze nje lokho ukuthi lo mthetho ukuthi mawubullet usuya ke ofisini uthe izinto zayibopha. Sengivumelene yini ne-board ephethe umthetho wase-South Africa noma uzonzeka babone nje kuphela ngoba sikubuka ngithi ngelinye ngizobopha abantu abadala base-ofisini abantu ababulala abantu balapha ngaphandle baphansi siyasikubuze or noma ithe singazi siteministini nawo phansi amakhoma nje ibullet ngene ofisini ethize upho wonke umuntu uthi nje ngeke uzibizeklethe masifike ema-ofisini sibe nabo bachazele.
Babu Ntangase, the MEC can't hear you clearly. Cela uyiphinde baba.
Umbuzo wami ku-MEC uthi yena aqhuba nje isibhamu sokuba i-executive one bullet ngithi nombuzo umthetho okusuka ku-MEC noma umthetho sokugovernment okwesibili usibhayida sonke njenge-South Africa okwesithathu-ke uzokuthola abantu abarongo e-ofisini abangasilutho ebophe bona abantu abangaphandle.
Understood, MEC? Okay. Can I just check, because the first round it had seemed as though nobody else has a question. Does anybody else have a question for the MEC? This is the last round. Going once. Okay, MEC?
It's like it's my press conference. Thank you, SANTACO, for the airtime. And I think that Malele is right, and that's why I'm saying we are looking at the whole system holistically on what are the things that we need to change in moving forward. Remember, it can't be like it was in 1912. Times have changed, things have moved, and we need to overhaul some of the things and change some of the things. I agree, there's nothing professional with PDP. Actually, when you don't know what to do, you think the next license you need is a PDP so that you stand a good chance to get a job as an individual. And now they have ventured into scholar transport and they continue to kill kids. And I was saying to TETA, we need to look into how do we professionalize it? But how do we professionalize public transport driving? So it must not be free for all. Because the next thing we're going to find, I nearly said driving. My sister, and you ask ask yourself, where is this license coming from and other things. On the withdrawal of licensing, National Land Transport Act gives MECs powers in Section 91 to withdraw the licenses, especially when she believes that the permits are used under unfavorable conditions. So we are going to workshop you on NLTA as the leadership to understand it, because now I've read it too much, I understand it. I'm going to be just withdrawing. Because somebody must take responsibility. You can't say you don't know who's killing, and you expect us with the law enforcement agencies to unmask these individuals when you know that you are in conflict with one another. Unfortunately, we must arrest the leaders to take responsibility. Ukuthi, we don't want these squads and securities in our taxi ranks. We don't want them. They're carrying guns. And they are your securities, yourselves who are sitting here. And that's why I'm saying I'm going to put blame to people who have appointed them. I get a kilona lentanchela their bucket. It's not me. It's yourselves. And that money is paying people that are not vetted to become securities. They parade guns in our taxi ranks. Who knows that the very same guns they are parading are the guns that are killing our members in the industry? And what are they doing there? Because those are gun-free zones. So the leadership must take responsibility, will not be apologetic. You would rather kill me for fighting for your lives. So haler lona legend is young dito, because that's what you prefer. So let's silence the guns. It's easy. It's doable. So the leadership must take responsibility, and the leadership must believe that the conflicts that are out there, they must take responsibility of those conflicts. Resolve them. You know how painful it is to sit with Ntate kana ke mang ole? Ntate Mbatha le Ntate Ngubane. Wata and Wandule, and they're saying, "Mene sife." It's like they're gunning me immediately. I feel like dying, because it means we are unable to resolve the issues to an extent that these people have decided that I be mullo wa dithunya. So we can, when we call you to say this is a platform, Lilwelaing, we are all here, there are no guns, let's talk about it. And when you start talking about it, and when I say, ask you, all of you questions, you don't want to answer them, and you say to me, we rather die. I'm told in one instance, one member said, I rather die over my dead body. And I hear the body is dead. One thing for sure is the spirit is troubled, because he failed to resolve, and he failed to use the opportunities that were availed to him to say, let's sit down, let's find a way of resolving this on behalf of all of us, so that we learn lessons that, okay, now we are fighting for this route. MEC is the fault of the department, or it's our fault. How do we mediate, and where do we get? The arbitration, if you ask me, arbitration is court. Bring in the judge. He studied law and English, which words to use, which words not to use, and the law, what is legal, what is not legal. But the social issue will remain. So we'll have a court order that does not resolve our challenges. And that's where we come in as a government, to make sure that we resolve our issues amicably and agree, Khurayindot, asiyek. or let's marry each other into this thing, because anyway it's going to create a lot of opportunities for us. We're even available to say to the industry, let's try to reinvent some of these opportunities. But who does that when the people themselves who must use the taxis are afraid of using taxis because of the guns? You can't reinvent anything, because people are afraid to come to taxi ranks. People are afraid to use taxis because anytime so we can't say as government, no, in these townships, the pickups are done by the associations to be the feeders into the main transport that goes to various cities. So it's quite difficult. We are wanting to be creative, to come up with solutions and make sure that we join hands in ensuring that this is a sustainable business, but also those with new ideas and technologies, they don't take from where you were eating. Now the people of Soweto says, allow e-hailings where we are. I've got a letter sitting in my office that take out the taxi associations in our township. We don't want them. We want to use e-hailing. How do I respond to that? So leadership, if there's a gun tonight, one bullet withdrawal of 2 associations that operate in that area. So hambani liyo sort out madoda lebafazi. One bullet withdrawal of suspects, 2 associations participating in that area, not on that road, in that area, because you must know who has killed who, and at least now these kids who have lost their fathers must start seeing the faces that are killing their parents. I am for those children, because these are inheritors of your businesses and they don't want anything to do with it because they've lost their loved ones. So in protection of yourselves and your kids and those who must inherit the business, I'm going to arrest those that I know. Bona is their duty to tell the courts who is the killer. So the suspects will be leadership. Thank you very much for the airtime again. It helps me clarify the issues and give context. Thank you.
Thank you, MEC. We will not be taking any more questions. I'm going to now ask the Provincial Secretary of SANTACO, Mr. Fritz, to please come, give us a vote of thanks as well as announcements. And immediately after you're done, Mr. Ntangase will then follow you with the closing prayer. Okay. Deputy Chair, Mr. Ratswell, please rather come do the vote of thanks. My apologies for that. Oh, no. In fact, just as you come. Yeah. Mr. Ramodise wants to quickly comment on Mr. Malele's comment. But you may come, Deputy Chair.
I just want to respond to the comment by Ndate Malele, in the sense that TETA, our mandate is to facilitate skills development and training in the transport sector, the taxi industry included. There are qualifications that are available for taxi drivers. We have a national certificate in professional driving. It's a 1-year learnership qualification. And we also have the taxi driver qualification, which is a 6-month qualification. But within those qualifications, you can even break them down into 1-week training, wherein a national statement of results will be issued. And these qualifications have been crafted by the taxi industry for the taxi industry. So they have that endorsement. What is missing is for the leadership of the taxi industry to take a decision to say that for any driver to be employed by any of our own, this driver must possess these skills. And it's a self-regulation kind of a decision that you need to take. And then we can make a submission to the for them to, when they issue or when they renew the PDPs, which I agree with you, nothing professional about them other than going to a doctor, test and things like that. So that when those professional driving permits are issued, they are also linked to a form of training that needs to be submitted in the form of a statement of results or a certificate. Then a PDP can be issued or some kind of a license to drive can be issued. So the ball is in the leadership court. If you can make that decision, then we can follow the legal processes to ensure that the drivers that we employ have an added training as part of their requirements. Thank you.
Dumelang bagolo. Saka ke se senyane fela. It's just an honor to be given this opportunity to thank you for being yourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, the chair, that's all, and all protocols observed. We are happy that we take another course as an industry to say, let's march forward and change the lives of our African continent. Not only South Africa, the Southern African. Let's change it. Because from the Southern African, we saw what has happened now in Limpopo. Those are our brothers and sisters that has perished. Due to the fact that I'm not here as a speaker, I'm just here to thank you guys. And Dirk says, let's give him business as associations. Let's be responsible and give people, or let's give you where it's supposed to be coming from. The people who are assisting us with facilities, let's not wait when we have AGMs and say, Shakila, what is it that you can give us? Dirk, what can you give us? Let's start supporting so that the gain that giveth must receive. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Rathwell. Provincial Secretary, Mr. Fritz, please come with the announcement. Bab Njangase, I'm going to ask you to also please come next to us so that we wrap it up as quick as we can.
Good afternoon, everybody, and once again, thank you for everybody who has attended. Really appreciate it. The announcements will only be one. There will be some snacks after the session, and it will be done right on the other side of the table. Thank you so much for coming once again. Just a short one. Apologies for the MEC that has left. She's got an appointment which was at 12, and we thank her for also sitting in later. Also, our chairperson, you can see he's a mist. He's busy doing an interview. But thank you so much for the understanding. Thank you.
Modimo marite ayu ata ta ayu modimo arite ta ngibonga kakhulu angisazi njalo isisuthu ngicela ukusicula nje asivale namehlo. Lord, please help us to find success in our business. And we are participating as you today, that you grant us the wisdom we need for success in business. Help us to always rely on you for all that we need in our lives. Give us the grace to do all things out of love for you each other, each days. Baba kasibongile ke namanje usiholile konke kwaba lapha na inhlangano iyacela iyavuma iyaqeda namhlanje. Yiba nathi ke masowabindlela ngendlela zonke usilondoloze sifike emakhaya besihlangane futhi egameni lesizwe nezophethe phathe. Amen.
I think it would be an injustice from our side if we don't thank somebody that we borrowed, we stole from our national office. Thank you, Program Director. We really appreciate it. And please pass our thanks to the SG on top for borrowing us. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Just also a quick thank you to everyone that's been watching on the live stream and all the media houses that were here. Thank you very much. Let's have the snacks that have been prepared and travel back safely. Thank you.